Metro Detroit, this is HBL Radio Nation. Yes, it is. Hello, Hblrs. We're here. I'm Brian P. Gallagher.
And I'm Diane Russell. We're looking for names for people.
For our fan base. For the
our
faithful.
Fan base. If you guys in the chat have any ideas, we were thinking about Hblrs.
Hblrs, the Hblr Nation. Yes. Take a Hbl with us.
Like sparklers.
Hblrs, yes. For
Hell Sparks. I don't know. We're looking. We're workshopping it.
The flash drives. I don't know, because it could be Hunter Biden laptops. Some people have suspected that. I really don't believe it is,
What's
but
the matter?
You can hear audio from someone.
but that's
There it is.
I know mine's down on this one.
I muted
Yours
it.
is up.
I muted it.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No problem. Hey. So we're here, and thank you for joining us. One of the things that we always do on the show is we start with a very unfortunate number, a number that always is catastrophic every time that we hear it. It's just mind-blowing. We are in May of 2023, and since January 1st, 2023, we have had, according to the Gun Violence Archive.org, 210 mass shootings so far this year. Now
Sunday, the number was 202.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah. So it's every day we're getting multiple mass shootings. It's more guns, more mass shootings. Other countries have people who have mental issues. Other countries have
rock and roll and video games and all sorts of other fucking things that you can blame it on, except for the fucking guns
and drug addicts and everything else, and crime and everything else. But they don't have ready access to guns. Now, there are stabbings in other countries. Of course, we do realize that there are, but it's really difficult to stab 14 people in a room, as opposed to just standing
'cause when you go like this,
standing 50 yards away and pulling a trigger.
Yeah, somebody's
because
going to grab
you got to get close.
Yeah.
One of them's going to be big. One of them's going to be big enough to kind of take you on, hopefully, or big enough that you're just not going to be able to kill them with a simple stab. You're going to have to get really stabby with people, and that's going to be incredibly difficult to do, as opposed to just grabbing one of these weapons and pulling a trigger from a long distance. I mean, this is what's next. Are they going to say that the Second Amendment means that I'm allowed to have a long-range missile system in my backyard? Is that allowed? It's a Second Amendment.
I'm laughing, even though
I'm
it's
well
like,
and I'm regulated.
Well,
Can I
you know
press a button and take out China?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, where does it end?
Exactly.
Right? Where does it end?
Exactly. Where
Are we
have
all
we
going to
decided?
be walking around with our own little mini nuclear bombs that we can throw at anybody? I mean, what the fuck?
I saw a photo online today of a guy with something, and they said it's a grenade launcher. It wasn't a grenade launcher. It's a Laws rocket. He had a Laws rocket.
What's that?
Across his back. Is
that the guy at the subway?
Biggest thing that I ever shot. Yes.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that I ever shot. It's a disposable bazooka. And what it is it's a light anti-aircraft system, Laws. And you can use this thing on tanks. You can use it on anything else. I took out an old rusted-out pickup truck. I paid top dollar to go and shoot this thing when I was young and stupid and thought guns were cool. Guns aren't cool, by the way. I've shot them. Big deal. The only other thing that you can do with them is kill people, and that's definitely not cool, and we're against that. And I've been against guns ever since I did this. But I did shoot one of these things. I know exactly what that is. There is no way that should be allowed anywhere in open carry, but with some of the new open carry laws, it's legal.
They don't even give a fuck.
You can walk around with a disposable bazooka.
Yeah, John Duff, we will get to that town hall. It was a fucking
Insane.
shit show of the last million years. It was pretty bad. We will get to that.
The town hall, yes.
But, yeah, they want to ban
That's
everything.
the
They
low-hanging
want to
fruit of the
ban abortions and contraception and books and drag queens and vaccines and inconvenient history. And, you know, they want to ban LGBTQ people and immigrants. But, you know, you can't ban assault rifles because bans don't work. That's what they say. The Republicans, bans don't work.
Bans don't work. That's why we're going to ban books.
Everything.
We're going to ban
everything.
Drag queens. We're going to ban saying gay.
Fucking
we're going to ban
everything.
Disney. We're going to ban everything. I mean,
And
they're banning
Abbott-
everything that they can.
Abbott had the fucking nerve to come out and be like, oh, it's all mental health, when he just fucking a month after he just cut $211 million from the mental health commission in Texas. So
and he's probably really going to be one of the recipients of that money because he's
on a
clearly
fucking massive scale.
mentally challenged. Because I don't think anyone that could see the damage that was done and hear about the damage that was done at that mall.
I think
A
they should
child
start
who had
showing.
no face.
I want to play that video.
That's horrific. That's horrific. The
China.
town hall was a shit show.
Yeah.
We knew it was going to be a shit show, but a child
Yeah.
without a face is something that we need to talk about and we need to do something about in this
Fuck.
country.
That was brutal.
Absolutely brutal.
That video of that guy.
Absolutely
He's like,
brutal.
I'm an ex-officer and I'm an ex-cop.
Yeah.
And I have guns, but this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. AR-15s and what the other thing he said.
And it's preventable. This is preventable.
Is an M4 the right thing to say?
M4 is a rifle, yeah.
Okay. He's like, M4s and AR-15s have got to go.
Yes.
You cannot have these things on the fucking street. And this guy, I love, MTG jumping to the conclusion, he's a fucking immigrant. He's this. He's Hispanic, bum, 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 bum. And he's got fucking SS tattoos and a swastika. And what is it?
And everybody was saying, well, they looked really fresh. They look too fresh. They look too fresh. And it's like,
right-wing death squad.
That just means that he's in his 20s and he hasn't had them for more than like 4 or 5 years. I mean, that's just how it goes when you're some idiot in your 20s.
Yeah.
Not people who get tattoos are idiots. People who get swastika tattoos, people who get SS tattoos, they're fucking idiots. Come on.
Yeah, and the Proud Boys members who just pled guilty to seditious conspiracy on January 6th, they were all wearing the same fucking patch that said right wing death squad.
Squeal like a pig, Proud Boy. Squeal like a pig.
They're coming out, man.
Let me get in prison. Yeah, you're superior to me. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, so somebody did the math, and the U.S. death count in wars, and so they did Vietnam, Korea, Iraq, and Afghanistan.
Yes.
And that equals 101,813 people in 51 years of war.
Yes.
In 3 years of U.S. gun deaths, it's over 133,759. In 3 years.
Yes. The leading method of death for children, anyone under the age of 18, the leading method of death is not heart failure. It is not congestive heart failure. It is not diabetes. It's not
cancer.
Heart attack. It's not cancer. It's getting shot. Mm-hmm. It's bullets. And I don't care if you have the concept that it's not the gun that does it, so why would you outlaw the gun? We need to register these things. We need to know where they are at all times. We need to safe store them.
They should be like cars. You need to pass a test in order to drive.
Yes.
You have to have your car registered. You have to have it insured.
I can kill a lot of people with my car, but the cameras around are going to pick up my license, and they're going to know whose car it is, and they're going to come and get me.
Yeah.
Same thing should happen with your gun.
Yeah.
If somebody uses your gun, if somebody steals your gun and you don't report it, come on.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. That's like a guy having a clear browser history when he hands his phone to his girl. That doesn't exist, ladies. Mm-hmm. There's no such thing as a clear browser history. He just cleared everything out before he handed it to you. Same thing. If somebody I'm going to report this gun stolen now that I know it was used in a crime.
Yeah.
They handed it to somebody. They lent it to somebody because these homosexuals are all about everybody should have a gun. Here, take one of mine. I got 50 of them.
God.
Take one of mine.
What the fuck is that chick's name?
Nutty.
What the fuck is her name? Hold on. It's right in here somewhere.
I'm okay for,
She wants to have grandparents. Armed grandparents.
Yeah. This is brilliant.
Armed grandparents at schools, protecting kids at schools. Are you fucking nutty?
The ones who can't pass an eye test. Hang
on,
you son of a bitch. I fired 19 shots or only 27.
The ones who are too old to fucking drive a car and they can't see over the windshield. Are you fucking kidding me?
Dirty Harriet.
Grandparents.
Out there.
That's your fucking solution?
Reach for the sky, you son of a bitch.
Oh, my God.
Come on,
fucking assholes. I can't
I'll
see
keep shooting till I hit you.
Oh, and we know that the Allen, Texas shooter was kicked out of the military because the military thought he was too fucking crazy to give him a fucking weapon.
Nuts for our military.
I mean, there should be a red flag right fucking there, right?
Yeah.
If it's
big time red flag. Yeah,
it's just
that's the other thing. Red flag laws didn't apply there. If they had applied, maybe he wouldn't have had the weapons that he had.
Yeah. New rule. Mass shootings are now to be referred to as Republican-endorsed killings.
Yes, and all mass shooters are to be referred to as well-regulated militias, fighting on behalf of the state that they're from. So we're just going to say that Texas is killing a lot of people. So Texas is evil.
Texas is a fucking nightmare right now.
We need to take over Texas.
On top of the fucking mass shooting, the same day they had some guy run over fucking 7 people.
Yeah.
And killed 7 people in his SUV, injured 10.
Immigrants who were all at
a homeless shelter.
Yeah, in front of a homeless shelter. Yep. Because the homeless shelter
was
Texas, full of other immigrants. Yeah, they were loaded up in there.
In Texas, they want to fucking train kids for fucking to be combat medics. This is their fucking solution.
This is a segue, and it's a horrible segue, but it's a segue into that shit show that John Deff wanted us to talk about. One of the most horrifying things I heard was not just making fun of E. Jean Carroll and making fun of the sexual abuse that he definitely did to her, because he's guilty of it.
Oh, he fucking
liable for it.
Yeah.
Specifically. Not only was he calling for all this other bullshit, he also flat out said that separating children from their parents and breaking families up is a good deterrent for people coming into the U.S. That is Bond villain fucking territory, that is. That is some fucking serious fucked up horse shit. If you come across, okay, I'm just going to take your kids. And what is he going to, I mean, are they sex trafficking these kids? I don't know. I mean, they're taking the kids away from the parents, and that's supposed to deter people from coming across the border. Seriously, that is like,
there was a story a couple weeks ago
Dr. No, I mean, that's all the Bond
There's a story
shit.
A couple weeks ago about how we fucking know Ron DeSantis and fucking Greg Abbott are, they're moving these people, but we also know they're sex trafficking these people. We know it. There's fucking proof of it. How do we get these people out of fucking office?
The bus loads that they're sending to New York and Iowa and all that?
Oh, yeah. And they're picking out the good-looking chicks. Are you kidding me? So let's just move on. Before we move on, I should say, a 51-year-old man shot someone because he saw a shadow outside of his house, and it turned out to be a 14-year-old girl.
14-year-old who was playing
hide and seek. And thank God she lived. But these people are fucking paranoid. And
she lived, but how is she living? I mean, has she got a colostomy bag? She got,
I have
how
no
much
idea.
damage was done to her?
I don't know.
People see that, he didn't kill anybody. What's the big deal? What's the big deal is that you probably crippled somebody. You probably put somebody into a horrible situation for the rest of their life. They're traumatized for life. They'll never sleep well again. They're never going to trust people again. For fuck's sake, it's just nuts. It's really nuts. You got victims are victims are victims.
Normally, I would not do anything about a poll because I don't believe polls anymore. I think polls are bullshit.
Yes.
But I thought that Fox News poll about gun violence was fucking fascinating.
Who are they polling? It's Fox News. They're only polling their own viewers?
That's what I'm saying.
So it's got to be through the roof.
Well, that's what
guns,
I'm saying. Yeah. So background checks, 87%. Enforce existing gun laws, 81%.
Yeah.
Legal age 21, 81%.
Right.
Require mental health checks, 80%. Flag people who are danger to themselves is 80%. Require 30-day waiting period, 77%. Ban assault weapons, 61%, which is still, a majority. Mm-hmm. And the last thing was more citizens carrying guns, which was only 45%.
And the NRA is against all of that.
The NRA, we know, is a goddamn Russian asset. They were a Russian asset ahead of fucking 2016, and they were always looking, Russia's always been looking to break down the United States. And what did they do? They funneled a shitload of money into the fucking NRA, and then the NRA gave it all.
How do you destabilize a nation?
NRA gave it all to the fucking Republicans and said, you have to not enforce any fucking gun laws. This is and we're being held hostage by these fucking people. Literally being held hostage with a gun to our fucking head every fucking day of our lives.
Organization? Why are they a tax-free organization? That makes no sense whatsoever.
And they've been playing these goddamn dirty tricks, with the, Russian asset. Russians have been trying to fucking destabilize our country for a long time. Guns is a great way to fucking do it.
Well, communists. in general. So
Guns
you got
is a
Russians,
great way to
you
do
got
it.
China,
You got
you
people.
got
You got all.
North
you got
Korea.
mass chaos going on here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You know,
absolutely. I mean,
mass
look,
chaos.
and the world sees that. The world sees that this is a dangerous place.
Fucking
tourism is going to start
there's
taking a hit.
travel advisories to come to the fucking United States.
Another thing the other night was Trump saying that he wanted us to go ahead and default. Default now or default later. That's not an option. We shouldn't be looking at default as even an option here. And they raised it 3 times under him without any issue, without having to deal with any of this bullshit. And one of the big things that they want to cut is veteran health and veteran care. And that's something that, I can't get behind that. That's a bunch of crock of shit.
It's such fucking shit. It's such fucking shit. And I get really fucking angry when it comes to this gun violence thing because I don't see an end to it. I don't see how we get out of this. It's gone on too far. I thought Sandy Hook would be a major fucking turning point, but no. Dead kids is nothing. They don't give a shit.
There's going to have to be a national ban on anything that shoots over a particular velocity, shoots over a particular capacity, and shoots over a particular accuracy. You're going to have to take those things away from the average citizen and leave those for the military to use.
Right.
And then you want to talk about, arming the military. Well, here's a whole bunch of weapons that we just took off all these hillbillies who had them, you've seen the pictures of the guy sitting there on his back deck with 50 or 60 assault rifles around him and 100 different pistols and everything else. Yeah, I just heard a weird click. What was that? We just go off air or something?
No, it was my battery on my phone.
Oh, hey, okay.
It's fully charged now.
All right.
Thank you,
battery. The battery is brought to you by us here at HBL Radio Nation, where you can find us on all the social medias. Follow, subscribe, donate, worship. Sacrifice too. Whatever you choose really is good for us and good for you, and really it's good for our nation, and it's the only thing that's going to save our nation because it really will. Did you see that stuff that he was talking about? Holy crap.
Oh, fuck, dude. He was so bad last night. It was very hard to watch, but I watch it with Hal. So at least Hal stops and he'll fucking fact check him right there on the fucking spot. Even if he says something outrageous, he'll even look up an article.
After the fact, because you can't do it when he's there in front of you. He doesn't stop. He just keeps railroading through.
Yeah, like Gish Gallop. It's just like fucking nonstop. Fucking lie. Even when Caitlin Collins is trying to fucking be like, I'm sorry, Mr. President, that's not fucking true.
That's not what it says. That's not true. That's not it.
But you have to keep. He just railroaded right over her. You know what I'm saying? Just fucking bulldozed right the fuck over her.
Yeah.
I thought when they were standing up at the end, I thought he was going to go after her. If she kept pushing.
He did. He called her a nasty woman, and that was enough for his followers
but I thought
to
physically
he
would go after her. And that whole fucking audience was filled with fucking Trumplicans. We already fucking know that.
No, his dumpiness, gumpiness, the way he was standing.
His demeanor.
He wouldn't go after. He'd wave her off and turn. He'd turn his back to her before he would.
And he would go like this to his audience, and they would clap.
Yeah. He'd get somebody else to go after her. That's the way. This is the way.
He's a fucking disgusting piece of shit, and I'm so glad.
Absolutely.
That he's liable for defamation and sex abuse. Now, we all fucking know he's a rapist, right? We all know it. They just didn't catch him this time.
He's allegedly a rapist because he's not convicted yet. But we do know he is a convicted, liable sex offender.
Yeah.
And we can openly use that.
I don't care.
Liable.
Liable. You can say he's not guilty. He's liable. I don't give a fuck. He's guilty. Regular people are not going to be walking around going, oh, he's liable. No, people are going to be saying he's guilty.
Do you know the difference between chickpeas and garbanzo beans?
There is no difference.
The difference is that nobody has a video of garbanzo beaning on Donald Trump.
Okay. Dumb. Crickets.
Chickpeas. So.
Yeah. He's a fucking...
Well... that
sexual
might be
fucking predator.
But
He's
that
been
might be
a
the video
sexual predator
and why
for decades.
Russia owns him. That might be why Putin owns him so much. Is because of that situation. I mean, have we talked about that situation? That was one of the Miss Universes that he went there for.
Yeah.
And he was there, and he told everybody else. And this is back in the 90s. And he told everybody else, don't say anything anywhere. Everything's bugged. Everything's bound to be bugged. And that's where he first met Putin. Mm-hmm. And that's where supposedly this whole P tape
they got compromise on him.
Came up.
For sure they got. And that's the other thing is like Jeffrey Epstein would do that. He would get
Get video on
very
everybody.
Rich people in compromising positions.
And Ghislaine had all of it at the end.
All of a sudden, they would just be handing him their money.
Yes. Yeah.
And same thing with fucking Trump.
He'd get them in a room with underage girls.
Played golf with him one fucking time and totally did a 180. There's no fucking way. He's got to have something really bad on Lindsay.
Yeah.
You
Lindsay
know.
goes to putt and he throws some 8x10s down. Oh, look at that. Is that you, Lindsay, dressed like a little girl? Oh.
Fucking little
that's
boy?
not going to go good over there. You know, I'm not one to say anything about my friends. And, Lindsay, we're friends, aren't we? Yeah, okay, all right. I won this hole.
I mean, I think
that's how it goes.
I think.
And that's why he does all of his business out on the golf course. That's why he's on the golf course so much. Have you seen this schlub driving around? He can't hit a fucking golf ball to save his life.
You remember that secret meeting that he had on the golf course with a
many.
bunch of people, and they weren't playing golf?
No, they weren't.
Yeah.
They got caught.
They had a fucking meeting out there.
They got caught.
Yeah, there was something about that. I remember.
And then he made certain that drones couldn't be flown over his properties anymore. Which, by the way, that shitty golf motel, which probably smells of
which one?
mildew and everything.
Or which one?
Mar-a-Lardo.
Yeah, it's not really.
It's not on the ocean. It's not.
It's a country club. It's not really a.
It's a shitty golf motel.
There's no golf course attached to it.
There is a golf course attached to it, isn't there?
That's another place that he has close by, but I think.
It's like down the street because I was going to say it's not even like beachfront property.
It starts with a D, I think. I can't remember.
Deerwood or something?
I don't know.
Probably
anybody
something.
in the chat now? You can let us know.
Yes, let us know because we don't know.
I need a beer.
Tony is not here.
I'm going to talk about this shit. I need another fucking beer. So
alrighty. You
bring up whatever it is you want to talk. I can still hear you. So go ahead.
Okay, so since we were talking a little bit before about guns and gun violence, one of the items that happened in the past week in the file it under ridiculous category was Grand Rapids had a elementary school student, a third grader, I believe, fifth grader, who came to school with a loaded pistol.
Okay,
now,
what was this? Where?
This was in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Oh, I heard
and
about
what
this.
they ended up doing is their solution was, okay, that's it. No more backpacks.
I heard about that.
So using the NRA's logic, it wasn't a gun that killed anyone,
it was the
and
backpack.
it wasn't a backpack that hurt anyone. So you can't ban the backpacks. But they did. They banned backpacks. So now kids have to use those old-fashioned, like, British kids from those creepy 60s horror movies where their eyes glowed and everything, where they just had the two straps that went over all their books.
Yeah, right.
We know your secrets. And they'll, walk around with the books and everything.
So fucked
That's
up.
what they have to do now. In Grand Rapids, public schools, you're not allowed to have a backpack anymore.
Tony got a text because he's from Grand Rapids, and Paul was there. Was it Paul? Yeah. He said they banned all backpackers in Grand Rapids, Michigan yesterday after an 8-year-old brought a loaded gun to school. Jesus Christ. First of all, don't ban the backpack. Arrest the fucking parents.
Yeah.
Arrest the parents. How come they have an unsecured gun in their fucking house?
Yeah. First get the parents and then whoever owned the weapon. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's number one.
I'm done. I'm done with this. I don't want to. These children who get their fucking hands on a gun and bringing it to fucking school, the 6-year-old who fucking shot the goddamn teacher, prosecute the fucking parents.
Yes.
Prosecute them. Put them in jail. Make these people fucking pay. You know? I mean, we had, you know, I forget which shooting it was now. Because they're all fucking running together. The one that was in a city. Was it Atlanta? Yeah, it was Atlanta.
Okay.
The Atlanta shooting. The entire fucking city was shut down because of one guy with a fucking gun. One guy with a gun shut down the fucking entire fucking section of Atlanta, Georgia.
A famous phrase that was used around the time that the Constitution was being formed was, seeing as a lot of the NRA holes really like to go back to the Constitution and go back to the Founding Fathers, but a great point that was made around that time was made that your liberty to swing your arms stops at the tip of my nose. Mm-hmm. The second that your rights interfere with my rights, they are no longer your rights. Mm-hmm. That is fully applicable to open carry. Yep. That's fully applicable to unregistered weapons. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying take everybody's guns away. I'm saying take away the high velocity ones, take away the high capacity ones, register everything, make everyone go through training, make everyone go through background checks. This is simple common logic. There is no logical reason I can find or anyone else can explain to me as to why the NRA is against it, other than they want to destabilize our country.
Well, and every mass shooting, they sell more guns. Every single solitary one.
That's true. We need to protect ourselves, but none of those, out of all those people that were at that outlet mall, this is Texas.
Yeah.
Half of them were all armed.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
Do you hear about the lady
Nobody
that was
except the police opened fire?
I think she was in a dressing room with her kids and some other people, and she had her
weapon yeah.
Just in case the guy came in there.
But she wasn't going to go after him. She wasn't going to stop him.
No.
Good guys with a gun don't stop a bad guy with a gun. The cops with guns stop bad guys with a gun. So let's take the guns away from most of the flipped out, people who become bad guys, at the flip of a switch.
If the fucking military didn't think he was fit to fucking carry a gun, then everybody else in America should say, no,
the red flag law should have caught that.
No fucking way should this guy be anywhere near a fucking gun.
And they're against the red flag laws, so we don't have that catch in there. But it would have caught it.
Yeah.
Had that been in play. It's ridiculous. I'm not against a law-abiding citizen having a weapon because they have a tiny dick. That's okay. You can do that. If you need to make up for your tiny wiener, go ahead and do it.
The problem is a law-abiding citizen becomes not a law-abiding citizen the second they pull a trigger and shoot somebody else. So they can be law-abiding all the fucking time they want to until they point it at somebody, pull the trigger, and hurt somebody else. Just like you said, you can swing your arms until it hits my nose, right?
That's right.
So you can go to your fucking...
That's why I say no open carry.
Shoot up your beer cans.
You can shoot your beer cans and you can keep it in your house locked up under lock and key.
Yep. Especially
what if somebody breaks into my house? If somebody breaks into your house, what, do you sleep with it under your pillow? You're still going to have to get up and go get it.
They have the element of surprise.
Yeah. Instead of all the money that you spent on guns, why don't you put a couple of bucks into some Ring cameras that'll wake you up when somebody's breaking in?
Yeah. My Ring camera won't shut up, especially now that I'm out.
Then you can go and open it.
I'm out doing work in the yard. It won't fucking shut up.
And take them out.
I have to turn the motion sensor off because it goes off all day long.
Or better yet, do what I do. Keep swords and knives all over the house because it's so much more intimate.
I do. I have a fucking bag of knives. I do. I have a bag of knives. My mom was, donated to the NRA all the time, and they're all NRA knives and all these. And my mom had a thing about knives. I don't know. I've got all these hunting knives and fucking weirdo, just little.
I have 2 high-end swords.
Yeah.
That will cut through humans very easily. I have a lot of knives as well, posted throughout. A handful of them are throwing knives because they make great letter openers, and I'm good with them. So anybody that says, if you look at...
I think about if somebody
breaks into my house is 33 and a half feet wide at its most. So none of the rooms are that wide. The most I'm going to have to do is chuck a knife about 12 feet to take you out. Guess what? I'm accurate as fuck at 12 feet. I can take your throat, your eye, whatever I want is mine at 12 feet with a throwing knife.
There's so much shit in my house. I could just start whipping shit at somebody.
And then I got you.
Until they fucking
and
be
once
like,
you're down, it's like, oh, we're going to take some time. Then I turn into Dexter. Yeah. And they wake up and the saran wrap is everywhere. And no one ever finds them again.
Yeah, my house is what, 800 square feet? It's like, I'm not going to...
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get far.
Hey, 860. We got 860.
Yeah,
You know, that's I'm right there, living on the edge with you. Yeah, yeah.
In our huge mansions.
Yeah, the guy who went to put gutters on our house, new gutters on our house. He was calling it in, and they said, "Okay, what's the number for the 66 feet? Okay, front or back? Total. That's front and back. What? 66 feet. He had to repeat it like 3 times to them. They're like, what? Are you kidding me? It's 33 each? You know, yeah. Yep, it's tiny. I live in, my wife and I live in what used to be an old cabin. So it's fun, though.
Yeah. Well, let's move on. I got to tell you.
Hello, everyone in the chat.
I think fucking...
Go ahead and ask us some questions, and maybe we'll respond to them if we can see them with my old eyes.
I think fucking Trump is in a world of fucking shit, dude. First of all, you have the 17 counts against the Trump org.
John Duff is asking, is Russian money going to the NRA? Does he not know that?
Yeah. We know that they pumped money.
Big time, yeah.
Into the NRA before the 2016 election. We know that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it was in the fucking Mueller report. Obstruction.
John, it's definitely going to him.
No, but we got the 17 counts of the Trump org. You got the 34 counts of the hush money case.
Yes.
You got...
That he's not allowed to tweet about on True Social.
10 of the 11 counts on the civil case.
We're not on True Social.
With E. Jean.
Yes.
Okay, so 10 of the 11.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he still has Georgia. We still have Jan 6 in the documents case. We still have Letitia James. We have... There's the Michael Cohen case. There's the fucking Mary Trump case.
I've said it from the beginning. Georgia's the big one. For me...
There's so much.
I think Georgia's the heaviest hitter. I think he's going to get a hand slap for the documents.
Oh, I don't think so at all.
I think he's going to get a couple hand slaps for the documents. He's going to have to pay money. I don't
think
he's
going to do
time. Did you hear
what he said last night?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
yes,
my
I did.
God.
He's ridiculous and he's stupid. But I think above and beyond that, I think the Georgia case, that is the one that's going to cost him.
He's 0 for 4 right now.
That's going to put him in jail. That one's definitely putting him in jail. The Georgia case is putting him in jail. I'm calling it right now. This is an exclusive right here on HBL Radio Nation. You can like and subscribe to us and follow us and donate and, sacrifice children to us. All you want on all the social medias. Come on out and see us. We really like that. So.
Taco Penis was like, you know what I'm dealing with to the judge.
Wait, Taco Penis is like, Your Honor, look, I'm a piece of shit. You know I'm a piece of shit. I'm telling you, this guy, he's a piece of shit. And that's me saying it, huh?
Yeah. Fucking $5 million for that. And then what are the other, he's got a lot of fucking bills coming due. Doesn't he have, these loans that he's supposed to pay back, soon, very soon, and he can't do it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think the Trump organization
the $400
has
million
those.
or some shit like that. I don't know. I forget about all that, but
I know the Trump organization has some things coming up that they're not going to be able. They're going to default on some of these payments. They're probably going to have to file for bankruptcy at some point coming up.
Speaking of fraud,
yes.
This week in George Santos news,
a fairy just got their wings.
Oh my God, this guy is such a fucking turd. 13 counts.
I love him. I love this guy on audio saying, flat out, I only lied because that's the only way I could win.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, buddy, you You're not helping your case at all by
fucking
saying
steps in
that.
it. He rake steps
and then
every
he
time.
says it again.
Check this out on Twitter. What he said. He said the
hilarious.
Democrats are soft on crime policies, emptied our jails, eliminated cash bail, and essentially given criminals a get out of jail free card. As your congressman, I will ensure that criminals are sent to prison to do their time. Rake stop. Classic fucking rake stop, dude.
Nice. Nice. Well, John, stay away from John saying that he wouldn't want to use a bank that did business with Trump. So stay away from Chase. Stay away from Deutsche Bank.
Yeah.
And stay away from Bank Suisse. What's the Swiss bank? Bank Suisse. Is that
I don't know.
how it's pronounced? I'm not sure. I'm not that worldly, sorry.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, he's fucked. He's got campaign finance, false statements, and at first everything was under seal, so we didn't really know. So 7 counts of wire fraud, 3 counts of money laundering, 1 count of theft of public record, and 2 counts of making material false statements to Congress. So yeah, he's 13 counts, and then he's like, I'm innocent and I'm gonna go back to DC and I'm gonna be voting, and oh my god.
Santos is the guy who he walks along and he eats a candy bar, and when he's done with the wrapper, he just lets go of it, and it just drops wherever he is when he's walking, because it'll get taken care of, and now it's out of his sight and out of his mind.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's in the past. He's gotten past it. Why can't everyone else?
He's fucking such a
That's his
pathological
concept
liar.
for everything.
And
Is he just
he
gets
was totally
moves on.
using the Trump playbook. You know what I mean? I'm innocent. I didn't know. I don't even know who she is. I never lied. You know what I mean? Like the whole exactly the same fucking playbook.
That was not actually Donald J. Trump. That was Diane Russell doing the Trump impersonation. She is extremely good at doing Trump.
No, I'm not. Anyway,
she doesn't have the hand gestures down, but she does the voice.
He was in federal custody yesterday in Long Island, and
Jorge Santos.
It's funny because he demanded stricter work requirements for Medicaid beneficiaries, and is accused of fraudulently collecting unemployment benefits while earning $125,000 salary, which is a felony offense, and it's 20-year sentence. So
he is a spectacular
that's just
princess, isn't
one. That's just one.
I mean, he farts unicorn dust out his ass when he drifts through a room, because that guy is just so full of shit. He is just such a creepy liar about everything.
It was
He keeps saying he's
it was Senator Marsha
Jew-ish.
Blackburn. It was Senator Marsha Blackburn who proposed that grandparents guard schools.
Wait, wild hair Blackbird?
Yeah. That bitch.
Like bald eagles are trying to nest in my hair, Blackburn? That one?
Yes.
Yeah, that saber
It's
tooth,
amazing.
I mean,
it's amazingly stupid.
That is
just
really
like,
stupid.
fucking
I'll take you on, you son of a bitch. What are you, the Bloods or the Crips? Come on.
Oh, my God. They'd see a kid walking in with a tattoo and just start shooting.
Yeah.
Because they'd be scared.
He's not right. He's got a goddamn tattoo. He does.
Since the E. Jean Carroll case, there has been a lot of former White House staffers who worked under Trump, including
grabbed our
White
ass.
House Press Secretary Stephanie Grisham said she stopped Trump from having sex with female staffers when he was in the White House. He was a total sexual predator. And Elisa...
On a related note, the female staffers all said, thank you.
Elisa Farrah Griffin, witness herself, former, comms director. She brought it to Mark Meadows' attention, countless number of incidences about Trump's, the way
Can you get horn dog
he reacted.
Quit humping
women.
all the interns?
Yeah, ex-Trump's aides say there were countless cases of impropriety under Trump and in the Trump White House.
Couldn't they hit him
and
in
the
nose
way
with
he
a
engaged
rolled-up
with women was dangerous. Towards one staffer in particular, and everyone in the White House knew about it, and they did everything they could to protect her and others, not to leave any women alone with him, and constantly commenting on women's appearance, including asking a girl into the Oval Office to look at her ass. That's quote unquote.
Yes.
look at her ass.
Yes.
But women, we were all hysterical, and we were hysterical thinking that he would be a terrible fucking president. Yeah, because we all fucking know that he's a goddamn sexual predator. You don't put a fucking sexual predator like that in fucking power.
You know who says he isn't, though? Jorge Santos, because he went in there and tried to show him his ass, and Trump wanted nothing to do with it. So prosecutors are now saying, lawyers are now saying. That's not what Jorge says.
Lawyers are now saying that the CNN town hall with Trump last night was a total shit show, and Trump gave prosecutors new evidence for all 3 ongoing criminal cases. And he opened up himself to get sued again by fucking E. Jean Carroll. And
That's what I was going to ask.
He actually went further.
Sue again, or because it's still open, they haven't closed it. Could they just say, okay, now it's 10 million because you kept talking about it?
There's 2 defamation cases.
Yes.
One was after he was out of office, and one was during. And the one E. Jean Carroll did during his presidency.
Right. That's the one you were talking about before. Bill Barr
cock-blocked it.
Yes.
And wanted the DOJ to go against. It would be
that's what
E.
you
Jean
talked
Carroll
about before,
versus the DOJ, not E. Jean Carroll versus Trump.
Right.
Okay? And she said that's not cool, that's not right, and appealed that decision, and she won that case. So now there's another defamation case that regards to back when he was the president, and he said, it's part of my speech. I can defame anybody, because I'm POTUS and I'm a big fucking shot deal, and I can fucking talk shit about anybody.
He can use the DOJ to protect him.
Right.
When he's POTUS,
So now she can now use all these extra clips that are now coming in, like the last night. She can now use all of that against him in a new trial. And literally last night he was like,
"Whoa." For that one, yes. But what my question is about the trial that he just got found liable on. They haven't sealed that all up yet, right? I mean, it's not a done deal yet. Like,
it is that case
still has like sentencing or whatever where they're going to say you're going to have to pay $5 million before he appeals, and then he's going to go through the appeal process. But since he's still saying the same shit, and since he's still defaming her, do they then expand the damages?
Well, that's what I'm
saying.
At
this point, on that one, before they get to this other lawsuit.
E. Jean Carroll could open both of them up, but she probably will not do that because
I don't know.
It's the same.
She's a superwoman.
And not only that, it's in the same court. It's with the same judge.
Beautiful.
Okay, so it's the same New York court and everything. So the thing with the Bill Barr, though, because Bill Barr cock-blocked it, okay, now she can use all the evidence she had in this defamation case.
And what he said
what he said last night.
Yeah.
And any of his statements that he said since the conviction. Or liable, whatever. Guilty. Fucking asshole.
Liable, yeah.
Yeah.
And the liable aspect, that's what gets me, is that if he was found liable and they haven't gone back for sealing of the records as far as, closing everything out, as meaning he pays the check and then he appeals so that he hopefully can get it back.
Go ahead and appeal, because guess what? Every fucking appeal he's ever done, he's fucking lost.
But I'm wondering if there's an opportunity for the judge to step in there and say, hey, it was $5 million, but since you're a cockpole and a douche nozzle, we're going to go ahead and up. I think it's actually called the douche nozzle amendment. And it's part of when you're found liable for shit like this, for shitty shit against other people. So the douche nozzle clause comes into effect, and then that should double what he owes at this point. I'm thinking, he could still pay more because of what he said that night, and I'm sure that his attorneys were just they must have just put all kinds of padding on their head, because they must have just been pounding it into the desk all fucking night long.
Yeah.
Jesus, fucking wept on the cross he did. Will you
Shut the
fucking
fuck
shoot
up.
me in the face?
Well, the funny thing is, he won't shut the fuck up, and every time, and even people are like, I wish he would just shut the fuck up. No, I don't want him to shut the fuck up. Every fucking time he opens his mouth, he fucking incriminates himself more.
The question isn't whether I raped her. The question is whether or not she liked it. And let's face facts.
I love it. That the
His
only
attorneys
reason why they didn't do the rape
Better to
is
go.
because she did not know if it was his finger or his fucking penis. But guess what?
I think they're both rape.
Guess what?
Penetration
Guess
is rape.
what? You penetrate
Yeah.
anything without consent.
You show your genitalia. The definition that was going around that you forwarded on Twitter earlier was brilliant. I agree with that, but I actually would go a bit further with it. And this is me as a man saying this. I think that women who have to put up with guys who just whip it out in front of them and what have you, that should also be considered sexual assault and considered rape.
Yeah.
Because that is, it's what the fuck are you doing? Come on.
He did it to hundreds of women.
Because
he did it all over New York.
Because A, he has a tiny penis, and B, he has no game. He couldn't walk up to a girl and actually get her pretending that he had no money.
Yeah.
I can walk into a place looking like fucking Jesus on crack and fucking walk out with a girl. Because I got game. I can talk. You got to be able to talk. And he has no game whatsoever. This guy he's always relied on the money. So in other words, he's always relied on prostitutes.
Yeah.
Like Melania. Who, Malanya is, they say that she can speak 5 languages, but I don't think reading off a menu of how much Greek is in 5 different languages counts. I think that's just kind of like muscle memory.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
I don't believe she fucking speaks that many languages. I don't believe it.
Oh, a few people giggled at that.
No, but last night was such a fucking shit show. I mean,
It was.
all three criminal cases got more evidence last night. He was literally confessing on national TV, and
Several times, yeah.
that is coming from a national security attorney, Bradley Moss. Okay, so literally, he's like, we are watching this motherfucker, literally.
It's
confess.
full Jerry Springer Nation going here. Yeah. And I'm sorry, Jerry Springer, I know you passed, but, you kind of helped create this shit. Yeah. So.
Do you remember Michelle Wolf, the comedian a couple of years ago
at the
White House Correspondents' Dinner?
Yep.
At that Correspondents' Dinner, it was during the Trump administration, she said what no one in this room wants to admit is Trump helped all of you. He couldn't sell steaks, vodka, water, or college, ties, or Eric. But he's helped you sell your papers, your books, and your TV. You created this monster, and now you're profiting off of him. And that's exactly what I thought about last night when I saw CNN, this motherfucker on CNN. And CNN, of all fucking places, I mean, like, the guy who runs it now, we know is a fucking total fucking tard. His name is Chris Licht. And, yeah, he is, he's definitely a fucking piece of work. But,
John Dev said the audio got distorted.
oh, really?
Hopefully we sound better now.
So, yeah, they were totally fucking doing this for ratings. And where was the ratings thing that I wrote down? It was great. It was great. Normally they get about 3 million people at an 8 p.m. slot. And in their key demographic, they only had 700,000.
Yes.
I think it's beautiful.
Yes.
Keep fucking boycotting them, people. That's the way we fucking...
Well, here's the thing. You don't need to watch it because you're going to get all of the great stuff later.
You're going to get the clips from podcasts.
You're going to get all the hot spots on, on everything else. You don't have to sit through all the bullshit. It gives you a little bit more context, but not really much. it's pretty much exactly what you would expect it to be. And I don't expect that any public appearance of any of the political candidates is going to sway anybody in one way or the other. I think it's going to be business as usual. It's going to be
because you keep normalizing a twice impeached fucking sexual abuser,
That's right.
a fucking goddamn fraudster. We all fucking know what he's done.
And
in
we have
plain
to keep,
fucking sight.
As they're imploding, as the GOP is imploding and internal fighting is going on and all this is going, we just have to keep rolling with that. And then when it comes time, they're going to feel disillusioned about the voting.
This year, the Democrats have
voting doesn't count.
The ads would write themselves. Literally, Democrats, all they have to do is put out fucking shit that he has said and shit that he has done.
Right.
You know? That's all they have to do. Because it's literally fucking total shit show.
He gave ammunition to both sides, really, at this town hall. Because he said things that the GOP is ecstatic about, that ththey're happy about.
That fucking crowd,
and the exact same thing is what the Democrats are pissed about. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. The ads that they think are going to be anti-Biden, we see as pro-Biden. So it's going to be the same way. So we're going to have to really, on our side, be really clever about this. We're going to have to really kind of twist it around a little and not give them the obvious ammunition. And I don't know what role to take on it, other than, clearly he's a criminal. He's a criminal. He's a mob boss. But everybody loves a mob boss. This is Sopranos. They're voting for Tony Soprano, they think. Unfortunately, they're getting Barney Fife.
Yeah. And, we've known that Trump is a fucking chronic misogynist and a sexual abuser. But instead of punishing him for that, the fucking GOP elected him fucking POTUS. And they have stuck with him every fucking inch of the way after the insurrection.
They didn't commit to call him up as Speaker of the House.
After that.
Because he said he wanted the White House again.
Yeah, he didn't want to be
Melania
Speaker.
Doesn't want the White House again.
Speakership actually takes work.
Yes.
That's the problem. That's why he didn't want it.
Yeah. But they floated that idea for a little bit. Like everything else, they float an idea, they kind of see what the audience comes back with, and then they either play to it or they don't.
Son of a bitch. Let's see, what else? What else do you have on your list?
The only other thing that I had on my list, I think... Let me make certain here. Hang on. Let me switch over from you guys. I do have a couple other things. Well, MTG and a bunch of other folks had all kinds of really, really big evidence that they were going to release on Tuesday about the Biden family and about how they're basically criminals. Basically it's Godfather stuff, and it's like, if you understood it, then you would know, but you don't, and so we're smarter than you. And when they turned all of it over, the DOJ looked at it and said, that's a nothing burger.
Oh my God.
Thank you. So they got a nothing burger with fries.
Another
Margie didn't eat them because you don't eat very much when you're maxed out on steroids.
Dude, a fucking another faceplant.
Whacked out on steroids.
Everything they've tried, from Benghazi to fucking this fucking bullshit. Everything has been a total fucking faceplant.
Yeah.
They don't have anything. If there was really something there, it would have come out ages ago. It would not be, there's all this new evidence. Show us the receipts. Show us.
Turn the evidence over and have the same thing happen. Have the actual cops go.
Yeah, and they keep saying the Biden crime family. The Biden crime family. Look at you guys are stepping in more rakes. You don't even fucking know it. When we got Jared Kushner and Jr. and Ivanka, and then Ivanka's trademarks with fucking China and making $640 billion. Yeah. Keep rake stepping, motherfuckers. Keep doing it. Because everything that you're accusing Biden of, Trump already did. And we already have the fucking receipts.
Every accusation's a confession.
Every single one.
Every one of them. I had one other thing to talk about. We got 5 more minutes here.
What do you mean 5 more minutes? We have 35 minutes.
Do we have 35 minutes?
Yeah, we stop at 7.
Oh, yes, we do. We have 35 minutes, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to bring that up because we don't have 35 minutes on that. That's a 5-minute thing, so I'll wait till the end.
Oh, God. Well.
Mistiming on that one. So
I have a little scoop that it's kind of flown under the radar.
Uh-oh.
Because everybody's, all caught up with George Santos and fucking...
It's the hits of the week.
Donald Trump and the fucking... We haven't even talked about the judges. We can talk about that in a minute.
Oh, Feinstein finally coming back, by the way.
Yeah, Feinstein finally coming... And missing 2 votes on the fucking day. Oh, God. Whatever.
She still needs to step out. Yeah.
So, Jenna Ellis, Trump's former senior counsel, you know her name. She has been brought up in the defamation case against Rudy Giuliani because she was with Rudy Giuliani in all those fake hearings, the ones that were in hotel room or hotel lobbies or whatever. They weren't in a real courthouse. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Where they spread all the election lies, and he farted on her, and she got COVID, and she was at the fucking infamous Four Seasons gardening fucking press
the Four Seasons press conference. I was going to bring that up. That's brilliant.
When the hair dye was dripping down his face. Well, she's hiding. She's hiding in Florida, we think. She used to live in Colorado. She was publicly censored from the Colorado State Bar.
Melissa Cerrone is?
From the State Bar, and the lawyers for Ruby Friedman and Shay Moss in their defamation case against Rudy Giuliani are trying to locate her. She is completely MIA and on the run.
They don't know where she is?
She does not want to be
Would you do
subpoenaed.
something to her?
She did not want to be subpoenaed, dude. Fucking run, you bitch. Run and hide. They're going to find you no matter what you do. You're going to use a credit card. You're going to use your phone. You're going to go hide at your mother's house. What are you going to do? You're going to fucking hide? They're going to find you eventually.
That
just
crazy,
like they found that other
allegedly
dude.
drunk Melissa Cerrone on,
with
God,
Giuliani. That was
She was running for our Secretary of State.
Yeah.
And she misfiled several times, luckily.
Yeah. She was. That was. What the fuck did she say? I can't remember. At that trial, she
so
was
what?
Like yelling at the people. And
what? The ledger's matched now? Why? You guys took him and did something to the numbers? What'd you do to him?
She was obviously drunk too.
They
both were.
What'd you do to him?
Fuck.
College boy. You were just waiting for like that kind of a line to come out of her neck.
And Merla, she wrote last night. She tweeted regarding Caitlin Collins doing the town hall instead of somebody else, like Anderson Cooper or somebody else. She said they had to use a woman so Trump could excite his base by verbally abusing her. And I was like, fuck yeah. That's exactly. She was up there by herself, and not only was he against her, she had the whole fucking audience against her.
So how long do you think it's going to be before the GOP really fully splinters into this extremism right wing where we're racists, we're misogynists, we're open about it, and we don't care? And
it's
the rest
there.
Of them who are just like, dude, we're just fucking conservatives and we just didn't really, we're not in with them. We just want conservative aspects of government.
I think it's already there. I think it's already happening.
But there has to be, I know it's happening, but there has to be an actual split. Right now, they're all going along as the GOP. The GOP itself has to split at some point, like an amoeba.
Yeah.
Once that happens, Democrats have a chance.
Well, you're either MAGA or you're Republican.
That's right.
And I would say Liz Cheney, Republican. Mitt Romney, Republican.
But Liz Cheney got voted out, so MAGA got her out. So MAGA is attacking the others internally. That's what I'm saying, is that they're going to get kicked out of the party. The party's going to splinter.
They're all attacking their own. They keep fucking...
That's the hope. That's the hope and the joy.
There's a shitload of infighting. And they kept saying,
That's what makes me
Dems
happy
in
inside.
disarray. Dems are not in disarray, motherfuckers.
Dems are in disarray,
you
no.
motherfuckers
No.
are in total fucking disarray.
No. No, not disarray. I think I would prefer still to see a party ticket of Buttigieg and Harris. I know that Biden's going to go. I know we got to stick with Biden. I got some issues with sticking with Biden, but I'm going to stick with Biden because we have to save democracy right now. Yeah. There's no other way to do it.
2028, let's go for it. 2028, yeah. Buttigieg, Harris, or Harris, Buttigieg, whatever. I don't give a fuck, right?
Either way, I'm good with Harris, Buttigieg because she's going to have the experience at that point, and he is going to get that experience at that point. And we need a fucking woman in
the goddamn White House. God damn it.
Yeah,
Hillary got
it's about time.
Fucking
We're
gypped.
one of the only countries that has never done that.
I'll be forever fucking mad that Hillary got fucking so gypped by this fucking clown. This fucking clown. It could have been, if it was somebody else like Mitt Romney or, you know what I mean? Like somebody else who's kind of fairly fucking normal. I wouldn't feel that fucking bad, but it's fucking Donald Trump.
They believe in really weird, wacky stuff. But,
well, yeah, I understand that. But, I'm saying by this fucking clown.
But, yeah, he's not grabbing him by the pussy and stuff. So
Jesus fucking Christ.
Right.
I mean, he's just... I can't wait for the day we don't have to fucking talk about him anymore. That was Rappaport's
relief on the day that
God, did you
that
see
he lost the election.
Rappaport's
he was so happy about that. His rooftop
rant.
Yeah. Loved it. Love you, Rappaport. Love it.
God, it was fucking great.
Yeah.
And then even when he was like,
he's the catharsis for all of us. He's the total catharsis for us at this point.
Yes. He's feeling
awesome.
He's saying exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah. It's like, go, 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 go.
Oh, my God. He
is the verbal Snake Plissken of our time.
And it was just it made me feel so good when I hear him rant like this. You know what I mean? It really does. Like, we have been stuck in this fucking weirdo, fucked up place with this motherfucker since goddamn 2015. Since he came down that fucking escalator. And he came down and he said Mexicans are all rapists.
Some of them are good people, I guess.
There's good people on both sides. We have Charlottesville. We have the fucking insurrection.
Trump Tower serves taco salad, so I can't be racist.
We have the fucking hush money, and we have the fraud cases, and we have the Trump org, and there's so much shit against him. Like, it's unbelievable. And how he's gotten away with it this fucking long, I fucking still don't know. I mean, he should have been in prison before he became fucking president. I think we all know that.
Yeah, he was dealing with Giuliani in New York that was highly corrupt at that point in time. So he was part of that system. So he's always, in my opinion, he's always been able to buy his way through a lot of things with promises that he never actually had to pay through on.
And Hal Sparks always said, this minute you pull on the tiny thread, on one little tiny thread of the New York real estate business, you will see it all come crumbling down, because everybody, the whole real estate fucking market in fucking New York City is a fucking crime. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of it is.
But they all were like, damn, look at what he's doing. I mean, it's crazy some of the crimes that they're allegedly doing, but we know the crimes that we know that they're doing. And it's not just in the real estate; it's in everything else. It's in everything that they touch.
It's not just him. It's what he's created.
Right.
The mess that he's created, and the people that he's influenced.
Well, look at the bullshit charities that his kids have been convicted of robbing. So
everything he touches dies.
Have you ever tried a Trump steak? I would never try a Trump steak.
The airplane,
How about no?
Absolutely horrible.
Smartmatic is coming up. Smartmatic is next.
That's going to be a good one.
Don Jr.'s on coke.
They can use all the other...
They can use all the evidence that came out, and they're going to, and that's another reason for them to have dumped Tuckums. Mm-hmm. Tuckums is going to break his NDA by going on Twitter, and he's going to hope that Elon's going to back him. But Elon kind of announced today that He found somebody else to take over Twitter. I'm going to move on to other interests now. So hopefully he won't be on Twitter as much anymore.
Vagina.
Being creepy and South African because he's not American. He's not a real American. And the funny thing is all the backlash against Bud Light continues, and people saying I won't support Anheuser-Busch anymore. They're a Belgian fucking company, okay? They're not an American company. You're not a patriot for putting them down or anything. You can still enjoy them the way that you always have. I'm going to enjoy it knowing that they sent Dylan that can. Here's to you, Dylan. We support you.
You little shit.
All right.
That was inappropriate.
So few things
Unless you're
about
calling me
the
the
fucking Supreme Court.
Oh, only two.
It is so.
So Clarence Thomas and Supreme Court member Harlan Crow.
Yeah. No. But there's even more. There's so much more. So you got Justice Roberts, who got his wife got $10.3 million from the large law firm that she was packing with attorneys. And you've got Kavanaugh, who had the $92,000 in country club balance.
I like beer.
He had the $200,000 in credit card debt paid. He had $1.2 million mortgage paid. And then you've got Justice Thomas, which is just, the story keeps getting worse. You've got $150K with the nephew's tuition over years and years. The mother's house paid, and she still lives there rent-free. You've got private planes and luxury yachts. You've got $500,000 vacations. You have a wife who's an insurrectionist. You have $680,000 went to Ginny from the Heritage Foundation. You've got $200,000 with someone with a brief before him. So that was the I can't remember what it was. There was another thing. And Leonard Leo funneled money through Kellyanne Conway to Ginny for $80,000, but don't mention Ginny. Literally, they said, don't mention Ginny. They have the fucking
And the best
paperwork
joke that Clarence Thomas could come up
forms
with on the spot was, I think there's a pubic hair on my Coke.
Oh, God, he's so gross. Another gross fucko.
The
voting rights
that's
case.
an opening.
The voting rights case that was in front of him was
That's an
5
opening
to
line
4,
to this guy.
and taking the right away to vote in 2012. I mean, this is what they're fucking being paid to do. I mean, imagine if Ketanji Brown Jackson and Sonia Sotomayor and what the other one is, Elena Kagan. That's the one we couldn't remember.
What if it turned out AOC paid off all of their mortgages and
their children's education
and adopted their children and paid for all of that and all their kids' weddings?
I think the DOJ should open a special counsel to invest the fucking Supreme Court. Why
Absolutely.
not?
Is
Why
it
not?
supposed to be this soft?
If they're paid
No one's
operatives,
supposed to
we
be
should
above the
know.
law.
If they're paid operatives, they need to have some fucking checks and balances here.
They're the highest court in the nation, not the highest law in the nation.
Yeah, and you can't do anything about it when they fucking break the law?
You should.
How come we can't do anything about it when they fucking break the law?
What the fuck? What the fuck we
I don't
we can't
fucking
do nothing
understand
about
what
this.
the fuck.
The fuck we doing over here, huh?
All right, I need a beer.
Di's Italian just came up.
I know.
She's
right?
going for another beer. So I'm going to talk a little bit to you about something that should really disturb us all because it's a life-threatening event, and that is the Yellowstone caldera. It is the largest volcano in this side of the world, and really, if that thing goes, it's going to take out everything and cover us here in Michigan in 4 to 6 inches of ash. So let's keep a watch for that, and it's overdue to go by
What are you talking about?
about 48 years. So
What are you talking about?
we'll just let Di stumble upon it when it happens.
Sudden, maybe panic might start to set in, and all those Red Bulls you drink could send you into full coronary meltdown.
that was good. That was perfect. It was perfect there. I was talking about Yellowstone.
Oh,
It's a volcano.
yeah, I know.
It's overdue to go off. and it's pretty much going to take out most of humanity. So. But I'm going to have my guns and I can shoot at that lava, that ash.
Yeah. John Daff says, it's amazing the GOP can only come up with Trump and DeSantis as candidates. It's fascinating that they're going to stick with these two fucking assholes. Like, there's nobody else. They don't have star power. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've got, how many stars do we have? Like, I would say we've got AOC and we've got fucking, what's the guy's name with cancer? I can't think of his name. Raskin. You've got Jamie Raskin. You've got Eric Swalwell. You've got, I could name a bunch more. AOC. Bing, 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 bing. You go down the line. There's fucking great people. Hakeem Jeffries. Yep. Do you know what I'm saying?
Hakeem Jeffries is a serious talent. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what I like about him is his messaging. He hits the messages that every Democrat needs to say. Every single one of them.
He stays on target, and yeah, that's a big part of it. Yep.
And clear, concise, no fucking around, and no bullshit.
Thank you, Tony.
You know, I do adore him for that. He's great on messaging. Really great. And just, as you said, sticks it to, he stays on point, but he sticks it to him.
Yes.
He's not playing.
You have to.
He's taking off the gloves. He doesn't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
And I love that fucking, what's his name? Allred guy, the fucking guy in Texas who's going to run against Abbott, I think.
I don't
know.
He's the
football guy.
I like the Tennessee too.
He's the football guy. Do you know who I'm talking about? He's a black guy, football. What's his name, Tony? He used to be a football guy.
I don't know.
I want to say his name is Allred. Yes. Last name is Allred. Yes, it is. He made an ad that was so great, and he was like, on January 6th, I never thought I would like ever, tackle a person or, be, physical with people after my football career. But on January 6th, I took off my jacket and I was ready to throw down. That was his ad. It's like these ads are just going to get.
So they're all turning into more and more like pro wrestling type stuff, which is, we've discussed this before. We've said it's the Jerry Springer Nation. It's the pro wrestling type mentality. And a lot of this, I think we're going to see some of this turn into that type of a thing, which I get it. I understand the anger is there.
I don't think it was pro wrestling. It was more like I was going to defend.
The reaction to it is going to be a pro wrestling reaction to it.
I was ready to throw down kind of thing, but that's not exactly what he said in his ad. But it was a great fucking ad.
Yeah.
And I think that even Biden last night came out with a fucking ad that had Donald Trump saying what he was saying about January 6th and how it was a beautiful day and they came with love in their hearts. Yeah. He said that shit last fucking night. Right after he said it, the Biden administration put out a fucking ad that had him saying that with the video of the insurrection right underneath it.
Right.
That's the kind of fucking shit we need to keep doing. Keep fucking pushing it. This is what you call peaceful. This is what you call beautiful people.
Don't get sucked in by the deep fakes. Don't get sucked in by theirs. This is what you call people with
love in their hearts. Are you fucking kidding me?
Stay on point. Yeah. Yep. All of the messaging has to stay on point.
It's always, don't believe what you saw. Don't believe what you hear. Only believe me. Donald Trump. Believe me only.
Believe me. He keeps saying it over and over.
Even though all these people are, he keeps saying, it's me against the world and everybody's after me. Yeah, the reason why everybody's after you is you're fucking criminal.
Yes.
How many fucking cases are there against him? Like 10? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know. I lost fucking count a long fucking time ago how many fucking cases there are against him. But the big ones are coming up. The criminal ones are coming up. The civil case, okay. What do you, the hush money, okay. These are all civil trials.
Yeah.
When you start getting into the criminal trials, now you're getting fucking real. Now you're getting into the fucking nitty gritty. And I have to disagree with you. I think that January 6th and the documents is going to be a bigger case than Georgia. There's actual, yes, that's election.
Yeah.
That's fucking with the election.
We have an opportunity
This is
here.
insurrection. This is espionage. This is sabotage of our fucking president stealing documents he had no right to take.
I got
And
this.
showing them to whoever the fuck, we don't even know who the fuck he showed them to.
This is an opportunity for the show. You know what? We're going to make a bet on this on air. We're going to make a bet on this on air right now. Hold on.
All right, we're betting a 12-pack of beer.
Wow, I was going to say a beer. But okay, let's bet a 12-pack.
Okay.
Yeah.
12-pack of beer. What's the bet?
12-pack of beer. The
don't know
bet
the bet
is
yet.
the bet is that what is it that which one of these is
You
going to
think
make him go to jail?
Georgia
I think
will
he's
make
going
him
to
go
go
to
to
jail.
jail because of Georgia. Do you think he's going to go to jail over the January 6th insurrection? That would be the bet. That's what I would bet against.
You don't think he's going to go to jail for insurrection and stealing
No.
documents?
No. Well, stealing those are two different. Pick one. Right?
Well, they're kind of the same case. And it's been done by the same guy, Jack Smith, and...
Georgia has the fake electors. That's the one that's going to put him behind bars.
God,
That's the one that's going to put him into jail.
Oh, fuck. It's a hard call.
That's why I say that the Georgia case is going to get him behind bars.
It's big, and the thing is that they're all turning on each other.
Those false electors are shitting in their pants because they realize, holy shit, this is a real
The thing
insurrection.
Is, you know what happens? This is what happens. This is why our bet isn't going to do any good. You know why? Because it depends on who goes first.
Well, it'll just be fun between us.
Well, it depends on who goes first.
Okay.
If he goes first in D.C. with either one of those cases, then he could go to jail for that. Okay? So if she goes first, then he could. So it depends on who goes first, kind of.
So which of those two do you want to pick to go up against the Georgia case? Because for me, the Georgia false electors case.
I think the documents case.
You're going to go with the documents case?
I think the documents case might be the fucking final nail.
Now, let's hope that we're both correct and he goes to jail for both of these fucking things because this is a great bet.
Cheers, man.
There we go. Here we go. Sláinte.
Either way, we hope he goes up in fucking jail.
What a great bet to make. Either way, he goes to jail. And best of all, if we both win, we're going to drink the beer anyway, and he's going to go to jail.
What's the third criminal case? Is it the Letitia James thing in New York?
No.
Or is it Jan 6 documents
Jan
in
6
Georgia?
documents and Georgia are the big ones left. Yeah. Because they went after the Trump organization. The Trump organization was found guilty of tax fraud.
17 counts.
There you go. Done. That one's done.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, she has nothing else to go
I just don't understand how Trump org doesn't get Trump. You know, his Weiselberg went to jail. He's already out.
He can technically say that he was not in charge of the organization at the time of the processing. Therefore, since it went on as an entity,
we know that
they had to
nothing
sue the
happens over
entity.
there without his fucking knowledge. So, and it's not a huge organization. There's not hundreds of people working for him.
It's all a bunch of horse shit written in Latin that people get paid a lot of money to read. So, but the bottom line is that he is technically a convicted fraudster. That's why I call him that on Twitter all the time. I know I might be a little obnoxious about my
dude, did you hear about there's fucking gaps in the videotape, the surveillance tape that he gave to fucking
That's where
it's like the 18 minutes of missing tape that got fucking Nixon. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's like,
I'm glad
really?
you didn't think about that before our bet. I do remember that, and I was hoping you wouldn't. And now that you do, yeah, I think that one, the obstruction.
The documents, I swear to God,
The
man,
obstruction in the documents case could get him.
I think the documents are gonna. It's a big fucking deal. You cannot, and not only that.
I'm allowed to take them. Mine. This is mine. I'm going to take this.
Jack
I'm allowed
Smith
to take this too. This is mine.
is subpoenaing the company that's that supplies
They're
his...
shooting at these oil cans.
for fuck's sake.
Jack Smith?
Is subpoenaing the company who provides his security.
Yes.
So he can see the real tape and what is fucking missing from the original.
He's going to try that, and that means that they're going to have to subpoena a couple others. So it's going to take a couple of months to pull anything down from a cloud backup on that. Who knows if they were able to clear the cloud backup before this all happened, because they're all kind of in a mob organization anyway.
I'll tell you what, if I had any connection with Donald Trump, you better fucking bet your ass I'm going to be
clearing
recording
everything.
No, I'm recording everything. I'm
Yeah.
documenting fucking everything, because if you're in and around him, you know that you might get sucked into trouble.
Yeah.
And that's why I think there's so many recordings of him. That's why I think there's so much. Like the whole Georgia thing, the reason why we know that is because every fucking time he called there, they're like, you guys got to record him, because guess what? If you don't, he's going to fucking blame you. And
Right.
you're going to fucking look bad. And they're going to go after you, because somehow he's got this magic touch of just fucking with people's lives and getting off scot-free. You know,
getting
like
his followers
Michael
to fuck
Cohen.
with
Michael
people.
Cohen
Yeah.
goes to fucking jail for him, for the hush money. What's his name? Weiselberg went to fucking jail for him, for the Trump organization. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
it doesn't touch
Didn't
him.
Flynn go to jail for him and then he pardoned him?
Well, Flynn, Bannon, Roger
Yep.
Stone almost went. but
Bannon
he
still
fucking-
has to go.
All those cases are still open, and they've got state cases against them, so the pardoning doesn't fucking matter anymore.
Yeah, Bannon's going through his stuff. Now, we have to remember that no matter what happens, we can't celebrate the day of a verdict. It takes 2 to 2.5, maybe even 3 years to go through all the appeals process. They have 2 to 3 appeals steps that they can
Yeah,
take.
but these appeals are not lasting long with Trump. They are getting shot down left and right. Like,
And I know,
literally
and I
left
know,
and right.
and that's why
within
I'm not-
24 hours.
That's why I'm not showing up with a cake.
No.
When the appeals are done,
No.
and he has nothing left to go with, and he has to pay it, or he has to do
Right.
time or whatever,
Well, I just keep...
then I'll be happy.
I'm
Him doing
making
time, I'm going to be very happy about.
I'm making, like, this list of
The orange
things.
face with the orange jumpsuit.
You know, you got the 17 counts of tax fraud and falsifying records December of 22.
Yes.
Okay. Then you have the indictment, which happened on March 30th. The hush money. Remember when he said indicated?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the first one.
That's indication day, baby.
And then you've got my ass got arrested, the arraignment on 4/4/23, and then you've got
they didn't even
May
hold the door
6th,
for me.
convicted of
Disgraceful.
sexual abuse. This list is just gonna get bigger. I had to take them down because they were deflated.
Oh,
I had to take my balloons down. I know.
they were so much fun. I
I
looked up
know.
to see the name written on them, and instead I see Vader in kind of a gay pose.
So we have about 5 minutes left.
Is Vader doing some disco dancing there? He's getting. I mean, Tony, you spend so much time on your fucking hat. Tony, where's Anthony? Anyway.
How about no? What we've got here
We've got 5
is
minutes.
failure
We have 5 minutes,
to
and I already
communicate.
talked about the Yellowstone caldera. It's going to kill us all, but that's okay.
Oh, right. Wow.
So what else is there that
If it goes off, we're kind of deep shit over here.
we've had? You know, we haven't touched enough, I think, on Jorge Santos. I think that we are going to see this guy get fully convicted.
I think he's going to go down in flames.
He is going to go down more flaming than he is now, and I think it's going to be spectacular. But here's the thing. So that would be Jorge Santos's position. that would be potentially Feinstein's position too coming up. So let me get right up to the mic on this. So we could be up for quite an off-season type of elections going on, one-offs here and there that we have to be prepared for and be able to push forward as a unified party in those areas. And I don't know who the other candidates are in those areas. So we need to start looking at who else is a Democrat in Feinstein's area that could potentially replace her if she steps down or wins the lottery.
Yeah.
And the same with Santos. With Santos, we have to look at who is his big, Democratic competitor in that area that we can go after. Now, Bobo's going to lose her spot. Bobo is going to lose her spot, in this next election cycle.
I hope you're right.
MTG, I don't know. MTG, that steroid-loaded squatch has all kinds of people behind her.
Did you see the
and
report
I don't
of
get
where she's getting all her money? She got maybe a couple, 3 donors from her own district, but all her money is coming from these rich motherfuckers in Texas, and they're fucking, they're born in
That's
Hungary.
how they got Bobo in there. I mean, Bobo was Ted Cruz supposedly used her escort service, and she escorted him one night several times in doggy style, and after that particular experience, she got all kinds of money from Texas investors.
Oh yeah,
where did she run? Colorado.
Yeah.
How does that pan out?
So I was looking in my back notes because I had a story about how. What the fuck?
Yes, they say it's satire.
There's so many stories that I can't even I couldn't even get into, like the one that you mentioned where they're all trying to come up with the Biden crime family. I didn't even write one fucking note on any of that this fucking week.
Because you didn't need to, because it was all bullshit. And when they turned it over, they had to say, "Oh, by the way,
I know,
it's
but
all
it's
bullshit."
like things like that slip through, and there's some other new thing that's going on around about Boebert, or not Boebert, but Green, and some of these right wing dudes that are they shuffled money to some fucking where. I don't know. I'm missing.
You're not talking about for sex or anything, right?
No, I'm missing all these fucking stories because there's been a flood of all this other fucking bullshit
Atlanta.
And the misogyny that has been dripping off the fucking right wing propaganda machine is just fucking.
Yeah.
It's triggering. I mean, being the only woman here in the room.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, when I listen to this shit, it's fucking triggering. It's fucking. I'm red-faced, fucking fuming, fucking pissed.
The show's with you. We support you. We're behind you 100%.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't even know. I get so flustered when I get angry. I don't even know what to say anymore.
I hope you don't get upset with me when I go after the evangelical, right-wingers, when I start telling them, make certain, if it's an evangelical right-winger and it's a woman, I start telling her, make certain you read Timothy 2:12, 2:13.
What's that?
That's the part of the Bible that tells them that women are inferior and need to speak only when spoken to, walk 10 paces behind the man, all that kind of stuff. So I just point that out. I mean, I'm doing them a service, really.
Yeah.
I'm doing them a service, really.
You
It's
Bible
their...
thumpers.
I'm a man.
You want to pump your fucking Bible?
I'm a man.
Then what is it? Timothy what?
Timothy 2:12 and 2:13.
Okay, and what's the one about Sodom and Gomorrah? What is the one about the guy who had incest with his daughters because they were coming to get him?
Oh, are you talking about
it was something Sodom and Gomorrah.
King?
No, it wasn't a king. It was just a dude.
He later became a king, didn't he?
He went to the caves, and they got wasted, and he fucked his 2 fucking daughters. The sodomy part, the incest part. It's the incest part.
Sodom and Gomorrah were the cities.
That's why I said
the
Sodom and
city
Gomorrah.
of Sodom was built on what you're talking about, right?
It's 7:00. I think our show's over because I
Yes,
don't
we've
know what
gotten
I'm
to that
talking.
point, too.
You get me talking about the Bible, and I fucking know jack shit.
But Timothy 2:12 and 2:13 is what I'm calling out to every one of the evangelical women that call me out. Final word. Go for a final word, Di?
Fuck Trump.
Fuck Trump is always a good one. My final word is make certain that you understand that you're not drunk as long as you can hold on to one blade of grass and not fall off the edge of the earth. Thank you so much for listening. We are HBL Radio Nation. You can like us, subscribe to us. You can worship us. You can donate to us. You can sacrifice your children to us. You
No,
can do
please
all
don't
sorts
do that.
of things.
Don't even say that. We're already getting accused of fucking killing babies.
As well,
Jesus Christ.
they're tasty. They taste of chicken.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Bye, you guys.
Bye-bye.
See you next week. Peace out.
I love you. Bye.
You're a goddamn disgrace!
Red Rock! Red Rock! Red Rock!
Hate Donald Trump so much.
A jolly candy-like button!
Lunatic.
Bye.